Today I'm alone in the dark and we are going to be testing it out on an RX 6600 paired with the Ryzen 5 3600 and 16GB of DDR4 3200MHz RAM. Let's go over the settings here. We're currently using the maximum settings possible, and I've just disabled these chromatic aberration and depth of field and stuff, and motion blur is also disabled. I've increased the field of view to 90, and in the video settings actually we're at 1080p resolution, full screen and cinematic. Everything is to the maximum and nothing is lower than that. Alright, so let's get into the game and let me show you the performance, which is pretty amazing in this part of the game where you're actually in the house and you're not in the other world. So let me just turn down the volume a little bit because it's gonna be too high, and let's start counting the frames here. Let's see if we got some weird issues or not. So sometimes when you open up doors and stuff, there's some things happen and you got some stutters and stuff. So that's pretty bad. That's not very good for a game like this. And I think I should drop down, which I think I cannot. Alright, so let's just open up this door, and as you guys can see, we're getting some stuttering, which is not pretty good, and the stutters are always bad to have. Then we got this key. Let's open this door, getting 69 average FPS, which is pretty nice, and getting 1.1% lows. As soon as we open a door, it's gonna happen, and we're at I think 7.9 gigabytes of VRAM usage, which is close to the maximum for this GPU. So I think it's, what the hell, we just got sent to the other world, and yeah, the game also stopped stuttering now, and which is pretty nice. Let's try to open this door, and looks like we cannot do it with this key. So let's find and try to find some things here. Is the floor increasing in height or is the floor rising? I don't know. So getting about 60 FPS, which is pretty amazing, and I don't think we need to have we need to increase, or we need to decrease the settings in this case, because already the game is performing pretty good at 1080p ultra cinematic settings. So I think it would be nice if we could just increase it to 1440p and then go from there. So that's what I'm gonna do as soon as I can open this door. Alright, so let's go to 1440p now. Alright guys, so I was just trying to change the settings here, I saw that at 1080p we also have an option for FSR. So I wanted to test if FSR looks any better than native resolution or if it looks worse. So we're gonna first try FSR at 1080p at ultra settings, and then afterwards we're gonna go to the next 1440p. So let's try this first. Alright. Yeah. So FSR doesn't look better than native, okay? It looks kind of smudgy. If you ask me, it looks really smudgy. At quality settings even. What the heck is that? Wedged door. Okay, so FPS is a lot higher. As you guys can see, it's at 100 FPS now, and kind of the stutters have gone. But as you guys can see, the quality of FSR is pretty bad now. I don't know if it's still loading or something, but yeah, FPS is kind of like in the 130s sometimes and hundreds. So let's just try and go and disable FSR. Let's try to disable it and see the difference. Yeah, I think you guys can see the difference even in YouTube, even on the YouTube video, that the game kind of looks pretty bad with FSR in this game at quality even. Do they have a sharpness slider? Let's just check that. No. So they don't have any sharpness slider in this game, so FSR and quality looks pretty bad, guys. I think it's a no-no at 1080p at least. Let's go to 1440p and let's see how it performs. Alright guys, so we're at 1440p resolution now. I had to change the mode, full screen mode, to windowed full screen, because the game was acting doing some weird stuff at full screen mode. Alright, so it's just kind of broken right now in this game, and I've just turned it to cinematic at everything to ultra at 1440p without any FSR currently. Alright, so with only at native resolution at 1440p, let's start counting the frames, and as you guys can see, I've just restarted the game just to apply everything, and we're close to 40 FPS. We're still getting some stutters as it's a higher resolution than 1080p, so it was bound to happen. Let's go outside here, and yeah, the frame time graph is not very smooth. This game was supposed to also, it doesn't look very good also, I must say it, and 2024, it has good lighting. I would say the game has good lighting, but textures and stuff don't look very good in my opinion compared to other games that are coming out these days. Alright, so as you guys can see, getting about 39 FPS average. We're outside here at 1440p maximum cinematic settings. What I'm going to do now is, okay, that was a huge stutter. Okay, so let's go ahead into the settings now and let's apply FSR. Let's see if it gets any better at 1440p on quality at least. Alright, so FSR has just been applied to the game, and as you guys can see, the frame rate has increased a lot. Now it kind of looks like it's better than 1080p FSR on quality, but still it looks very blurry compared to native resolution, native 1440p. Also, it kind of performs pretty significantly higher. As you guys can see, we're also going into the 90s, and sometimes also it stays in the 40s, so that is pretty good. So water hose, we got a water hose. I don't know what we're supposed to do with this, but let's try to see if this, okay, this is to go upstairs. All right, let's start counting the frames again, guys, and let's see where the averages come out to be. Okay, so as you guys can see, now we're getting 70s, and that's a pretty high jump into the double frame rate. I think quality FSR in this game is going at 50% resolution scaling. That's a bug or something, I don't know, but seems like it's downscaling the game a lot with FSR on quality even. Alright, let's go back into this room, and seems like it's really blurry still. No matter what you do, it's still very blurry. Okay, what the heck am I saying? We're not supposed to go here. Don't close the door. Oh my god. Let's open this door. Let's see what's here. Key item number 6. Okay, we're finding some clues, guys. We're doing some progress. No, I don't know. I'm not gonna... Alright, guys. So I think that tells you the idea, gives you the idea that it's gonna run in the 80s when you try FSR on quality. Let's also go to balanced and try that also. Maybe it's gonna look more blurry. I know that it's gonna look more blurry, but the FPS is gonna go higher even. Okay, let's start counting the frames again. Let's try to go in this direction now, and seems like we cannot use this or this. Let's go upstairs, and as you guys can see, getting into the hundreds, 115. This beer's fur is has gone like a lot of blurry now compared to previously. Okay, what are we supposed to do in this? Seems like we have to do put in some stuff in these open areas. Room number 6 key. I don't know where room number 6 is, but we're trying to find everything we can here. Alright, guys, so I think that does it for 1440p. I'm gonna go to 4K now. Let's see if on 4K, even at native resolution, if we can even run the game or not. Alright, so let's go first to full screen mode, because in order to change the resolution I have to do that, which the game is not letting me do. So alright, guys, we are at 4K resolution native right now at borderless full screen mode. Okay, let me show you the settings here, and without full screen 4K resolution, everything to the maximum. Alright, so let me just show you the FPS right here. You guys can see we're at 11 FPS. Let's start counting the frames again, and try to walk this corridor if we're able to do that even, which seems like we are not, because our guy is also kind of just jumping around the place while he's just trying to walk. And look at that frame time graph. Everything is dying, and we're totally VRAM bound now. So what I'm going to do immediately is to turn down the settings. Okay, so let's try to go to the graphics preset epic. Let's apply it. Alright, seems like it increases the FPS a lot at 4K, and the VRAM usage has gone down also, like at 6.9 gigabytes now. So that has made the FPS go higher in my opinion, because it was pretty VRAM bound previously. Alright, so at 4K, getting like 30 FPS when we're entering this room. Seems like we have to go into room number 6. Let's try to find it. This doesn't seem like it. Nothing here. Nothing here. Okay, so we're getting in the 30s now, which is pretty nice in my opinion for a game like this, which was not performing very good on other resolutions even. At 4K, at high settings, we're getting pretty good consistent frame rates in the 30s. So if you guys can play at 30 FPS, then you can go ahead and use 4K resolution at these settings. But what I'm going to try to do immediately is go to FSR on quality, because that's gonna increase the performance a lot if we're going by any other. Yeah, so okay, so now it seems like it's applied, but I don't see, yeah, I didn't see much improvement in performance previously, but it's improved now. So seems like it was still applying, and now we're in the 60s. So 4K FSR on quality, seems like it looks like the resolution is internally like close to 1080p still. It doesn't look like 4K native in my opinion. And the game still looks manageable. I wouldn't say it's pretty bad. It's bad, but yeah, it doesn't look like 4K native. So some other games have good implementation for FSR. This game unfortunately does not. Alright, so yeah, that tells you the idea. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.